June is when the Supreme Court usually finishes its term, which means that draft ruling overturning Roe could come out this month. And that would potentially overturn 50 years of precedent on women's rights. And the draft has a major warning. It is defiant against what we've heard from many people, from lawyers to policy experts to people across the culture who've sounded an alarm that this is exactly what justices would do if they got on the court, despite contrary pledges during their Senate hearings. And the first woman to host a late-night satire show, Samantha Bee, has been on that forefront with comedy and facts. She was, of course, on The Daily Show and then hosts Full Frontal with Samantha Bee on TBS.
She made I'm sorry, what is the decision? The decision. There's another word I'm looking for. It rhymes with, I think it rhymes with voice. When you have a lot of options and you have to select one, what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word?
Adoption is one.
Self-appointed soldiers of God have visited abortion providers with 185 incidents of arson, 42 bombings, 100 acid attacks, 26 attempted murders, and 11 actual murders. You know, pro-life stuff. Plus,
Samantha Bee has continued to shape this. I can't. Sorry. Pardon me. Samantha Bee's continued to shape this conversation with her show focusing on women's health.
Hi, welcome to Full Frontal. I'm Samantha Bee. And if you're like me, you're just a few weeks away from having fewer human rights. Fun! I think we can limit precedents that control human bodies to after the same century that Genghis Khan did his thing. Reproductive decisions made by men who, as best I can tell, believe women lay eggs. If they're taking away our right to choose, fighting is the only choice we've got left. We'll be right back.
Today, we are joined by an Emmy award-winning comedian and writer, Samantha Bee, host and creator of Full Frontal with Samantha Bee. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's look at some of this coverage of women's rights in Roe.
Okay. Have you thought about regulating the safety of back alleys? Because that's where a lot of women will be having their abortions.
I don't believe
now.
that.
You don't?
No.
This bill has been rejected twice before, in 2013 and 2015. It just keeps coming back to torment us every couple of years, like Transformers movies.
What's the word I'm looking for? Alternative?
A different choice?
Choice! Yes, exactly.
It's a bit I feel emotional, actually, watching that.
What makes it emotional for you?
I don't know. It's been a really long journey. That choice piece I did, it was at the last set of conventions that I went to when I was working at The Daily Show. And that piece was really meaningful to me because it was like going out on the floor and talking to people. I mean, I spoke to people for 2 full days to make that piece. And it was like, you know, I'm not saying that this happened, but it was like the word choice had been erased from everybody's vocabulary on purpose. Nobody would say the word there. Nobody would say the word at the convention. And I talked to probably 100 people, and nobody would say the word until the very end. It was just, you could have, I mean, I will never forget watching that piece down. We had a huge live audience that day. And that piece had been so hard to do. Like, I'd been chased, people were, and I wasn't even saying anything. I actually wasn't even asking people difficult questions, but they figured out what I was getting at. And I did get chased through the halls of the convention center. It was really, really difficult to film. And you could hear a pin drop in the audience when we were just watching people struggle with what they knew I wanted them to say, but they wouldn't say the word choice. They just would not say it. They would not be on camera saying that word. And then when finally we got a few people to say it, the audience erupted. Like, we just, it was really a moment.
Was that more meaningful to you than laughter?
You know, that level of catharsis meant a lot to me. It wasn't laughter, but it was meaningful to me in that time.
Justice Alito's draft opinion leaks.
Sure.
Would fully overturn Roe. How'd you feel when you?
You know, shocked but not surprised. Shocked but not surprised. That's all I can really say. It's devastating. I mean, it's devastating. It's devastating. Everyone around me is people are texting me. They're like, what are we going to do? I'm like, I actually don't know. I'm so sorry. I really don't know. I really don't know.
Can I read to you from the opinion?
Sure. Yeah, great.
Okay, let's go.
We're having fun today.
He cites a 17th century treatise.
That's right.
Saying, quote, the abortion of a quick child was a great misprision. If the child dieth in her body, end quote. Also, he notes, as legal support for overturning Roe and this right, that in 1732, a woman was sentenced to 3 years in prison for, quote, destroying the fetus in the womb, end quote. Do you think that's persuasive for how rights should be established today?
No, I do not. No, I really do not.
And what do you think we're dealing with? I mean, that's the foundation. That's the reasoning. That's the actual, people can read it. The leak has been debated for many reasons, but sooner or later, when the opinions come out, you read the reasoning. That's the reasoning that in the early 1700s, a woman who had an abortion before this country existed was imprisoned for it.
Right. I mean, I don't even know how to respond. I mean, obviously, I think it's like just wildly unreasonable, wildly out of touch. I mean, I don't even know how to encapsulate how I feel when you read that to me in a moment. We're going to talk about it on the show this week, of course. We'll be talking about it for years to come, I imagine. You just can't imagine this kind of like minority rule where the vast majority of the country wants something and is very comfortable with something and has been living with this precedent for 50 odd years. To take it away is such a disgrace and an injustice, imposing this kind of, anyway, you know how I feel about it. It's obvious. I'm so sad. I'm so sad about it. I'm so sad about it.
You know who says it's not minority rule? Justice Alito.
Right.
May I read you one more excerpt from the opinion?
Yes.
Will
it make me smile? Is it a comedy part?
I don't think it's a comedy.
I don't think so.
Quote, women affect the legislative process and vote at consistently higher rates than the percentage of men who do so. In November 2020, he notes that in Mississippi, quote, women constituted 55% of the voters who cast ballots. And he reasons that those women can unite to keep abortion legal in any state if they choose to.
I don't know. We have to do something about the filibuster, okay? Because if we don't, something's going to be done about it in the future, and it's not going to be in our favor. It's going to get much worse. So we might as well do it now. Okay?
Okay.
You know, we've been talking about Roe v. Wade falling since the beginning of the show, for 7 years. We're in season 7 now, and look where we are now. So you hate to say that I wasn't wrong about that, but I wasn't, and here we are. And it's very, very dire. We need to feel better about the world we live in, or at least we need to express it if we're not going to feel better about it. I often interview people. I often interview people with, just like the bleakest possible point of view, and I feel better at the end of it because I'm like, well, thank you for going there with me. Okay, we went there.
Samantha Bee, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This was very delightful and very high pressure reading to me from Supreme Court documents.